I welcome all of you. Let us find how to know the percentage composition of organic compounds. You know already that in Lessines test, you can detect the presence of extra elements in organic compounds, wherein organic compound is ignited with sodium and then the extra elements like nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, halogen can be easily detected in the form of ions. Now, estimate the percentages of different elements. You take say W grams of organic compound, small amount, and then you subject it to something called a Liebig's method to find the percentage of carbon. In Liebig's method, the W grams of organic compound is strongly heated with copper oxide, where all the carbon would become carbon dioxide, and of course, hydrogen would become H2O. The carbon dioxide can be detected as it turns lime water milky, and H2O vapors can be detected as it turns anhydrous white copper sulfate into blue color. The amount of CO2 actually liberated can be found out by absorbing it over KOH, and H2O amount liberated can also be found out using the amount of CuSO4 5H2O produced. Anyway, suppose from W grams of organic compound you got A grams of CO2, B grams of H2O. Then formula of CO2 indicates there are 12 grams of carbon in every 44 grams of CO2, that is molar mass. And suppose you got A grams of carbon dioxide. Now the formula percentage of carbon is equal to 12 grams carbon out of 44 grams of CO2. A grams of CO2 out of W grams of organic compound, percentage is equal to 12 by W, 12 by 44 into A by W into 100. Similarly, in H2O, molar mass is 18, there are 2 grams of hydrogen. And suppose you got B grams of H2O out of W grams of organic compound, percentage of hydrogen is equal to 2, that is the mass of hydrogen per molecular formula, divided by 18 into B by W into 100. Similarly, nitrogen in organic compound is converted into N2 gas in a Dumas method. In Dumas method, again you are heating organic compound with copper oxide, where carbon became carbon dioxide, hydrogen became H2O, nitrogen would become nitrogen gas. Using a nitrometer, you try to find the volume of nitrogen gas liberated under given laboratory conditions. From that, you can convert the volume of nitrogen liberated at STP using formula P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. Suppose you got VML of nitrogen at STP. Then 28 grams of nitrogen corresponds to 22,400 cc, because 1 molar mass of any gas occupies 22,400 cc at STP. And now VML of nitrogen gas came. The percentage is equal to 28 by 22,400 into VML of nitrogen gas liberated out of W grams of organic compound into 100. There is another simple best method to find the percentage of nitrogen called Jaldhal method, spelling KJELDHAL of first S. In Jaldhal method, though this method is very convenient, it cannot be used to detect the percentage of nitrogen for compounds which have nitrogen in cyclic system like pyridine, like pyrrole, like quinoline. It can also not be used for nitro compounds like nitrobenzene. It can also not be used for compounds which have N double bond N like diazobenzene. In the Jaldal method, the organic compound is digested with the sulfuric acid concentrated in presence of a little potassium sulfate and copper sulfate. Potassium sulfate actually helps to increase the boiling point of H2SO4, which actually converts the nitrogen organic compound into ammonium sulfate. When once all the organic compound nitrogen became ammonium sulfate after several hours, you take that white mass and treat it with excess of KOH solution. When ammonium salts react with KOH, ammonia gas is liberated. The liberated ammonia gas, entire ammonia gas that liberated by digestion of W grams of organic compound, is passed into an acid. The neutralization happens. For neutralization of this ammonia, what volume of acid you used and what molarity of acid you have taken, and what is the basicity of acid you used. If you know, basicity of sulfuric acid is 2, basicity of hydrochloric acid is 1, so on. The formula to know the percentage of nitrogen is 1.4 into molarity of the acid you used to neutralize ammonia liberated into volume of the acid into basicity of the acid divided by weight of organic compound. This gives you the percentage. How you got this formula is an interesting thing you can work out really if you use common sense and above knowledge. Okay, now the presence of ClBrI as indicated by Lessine test will permit you to find the percentage in Carius method. In Carius method, there is a Carius tube where you digest the W grams organic compound with the concentrated nitric acid, and then you add small amount of silver nitrate. If Cl is there, it would become AgCl, and Br will become AgBr, and iodine will become AgI. Suppose you got C grams of AgCl or D grams of AgBr or E grams of AgI out of W grams of organic compound. Percentage of Cl, 35.5 is the atomic weight of Cl out of 143.5 molar mass of AgCl. C grams of AgCl came from W grams of organic compound into 100 gives percentage. Exactly same way, atomic weight of Br by molar mass of AgBr into weight of AgBr D grams divided by weight of organic compound into 100 will give you percentage of Br. Similarly, iodine atomic mass 127 divided by molar mass of AgI into weight of AgI you got say E grams out of W grams of organic compound into 100 will give you percentage of iodine. Similarly, you can use Carius method to find the percentage of sulfur wherein in a Carius tube, organic compound W grams is treated with nitric acid and then treated with barium chloride. All the sulfur will become first sulfuric acid and then barium sulfate. Barium sulfate molar mass is 233. Each molar mass of barium sulfate has 1 sulfur. So the percentage of sulfur when you got F grams of barium sulfate from W grams of organic compound would be 32, that is 1 sulfur atomic mass divided by 233 molar mass of barium sulfate into F weight of barium sulfate you got divided by W weight of organic compound into 100. Similarly, to find the percentage of phosphorus, you can have Carius method where again you treat W grams of organic compound with nitric acid and then treat it with magnesium ammonium sulfate where the phosphorus would become magnesium pyrophosphate and Mg2P2O7 which contain 2 phosphorus atoms means 62 grams of phosphorus is there out of 222 molar mass of magnesium pyrophosphate into say you got G grams of magnesium pyrophosphate out of W grams of organic compound into 100 would give you the percentage of phosphorus. Generally, oxygen percentage is found as 100 minus sum of percentage of all other elements. Oxygen percentage is generally not experimentally determined. But if you are very orthodox person, well, you can find the percentage of oxygen too. You can convert the oxygen of organic compound by strongly heating the absence of air by converting into carbon monoxide. All the oxygen of organic compound would be converted to carbon monoxide as you are heating it in the absence of air. And then the carbon monoxide liberated is treated with I2O5 where 1/5 mole of I2O5 reacts with each CO to give you 1/5 mole of I2 and 1 mole of CO2. It means for every CO2 you are getting there is 1 O. So percentage of oxygen as usual can be found out 16, that is 1 O out of every CO2, 44 molar mass into say H grams of CO2 you got divided by W into 100. Or in terms of iodine, you can say 16 grams of oxygen corresponds to 127 grams of iodine into 5 by 2 conversion factor into weight of iodine you got by weight of organic compound W into 100. So this method is generally not used. Generally percentage of oxygen is equal to 100 minus percentage of all other elements. Once you know the percentage composition of elements, in a different experiment you try to find the molecular weight of organic compound. You can use vector Mayer method for volatile compounds, or you can use some volumetric estimation method to find the molar mass of acid organic compounds, or you can use a platinum chlorine method for finding molar mass of bases, or for combustible gaseous organic compounds you can use udiometry. By any of these methods you can find molecular weight. From the percentage composition you can find empirical formula weight. From empirical formula weight, the knowledge of molecular weight will help you to find molecular weight by empirical formula weight to get n factor. Empirical formula into n factor is equal to molecular formula. So this is a brief idea as to how to find the molecular formula of organic compounds. Try to attend this YouTube video 2-3 times so that you get clarity. Support your listening to also reading textbook.